What's going on, guys? Luke here from Mr. Crypto UK. Right, I thought I'd bring us like a new weekly video because I'm trying to build some structure to the group and my YouTube. And you know, when you get started in this, you sort of just go in knowing that you just want to throw out either content, entertainment, analysis, whatever. But you've got to start building some structure after a while. And is it Wednesday? Every Wednesday. Every Wednesday evening, I'm going to bring a weekly market update from the previous week. So I'm going to go from what it was last week to what it is this week, things that have been going on, and then I'm going to do a $10,000 crypto portfolio, like game for us to do. Okay, so it'd be really interesting to see if anyone has some suggestions on what I should buy. I'm going to basically go through 10. I've already sort of built a little bit of a sort of a list together. I'm going to put sort of what I would be putting into $10,000 worth of crypto, and we're going to see what the value is at the end of the year. And normally in Q4 for cryptos, it's the best time of year for returns, and it'd just be really cool to see if we had 10 grand and we're going in now when the market is already sort of pumped in the last couple of weeks. What we could get, and I'm not going to be going into anything ridiculous. I know all the coins I'm going into. I'm not going to go into all the details of what each one is right in this video, because it will take ages. And what I'm going to do is every week I'm going to talk about a couple of the coins that I did invest in this sort of game show style YouTube, and explain what they are, why I've invested in them, and show you some details behind it. So all I'll do in this video is just go over what I'm going to do, the breakdown of the costs. So I've got $10,000 obviously, and we're going to see. And what I'd like to do is if I make a lot of money in one coin, is to maybe sell it and look for another coin that is underperforming that is on my list but I didn't buy into today. I've got like 25 or 30. But obviously I won't be buying into that because that will just dilute the 10 grand. So we're going to do the pretty obvious thing, go into some Bitcoin, go into some Ethereum. Because we've got the ETF coming at the end of September. And Bitcoin's actually doing reasonably decent at the moment. And it's sort of like that gold standard, you know. And that is going to be a nice sort of an average to this portfolio. So it doesn't fluctuate in anything crazy we know with the altcoins. They go up and down 50% sometimes in like a week. I think IOTA has gone up 50% this week in 7 days. So we don't want that. We want something a little bit more stable, but also to get some cool gains on the altcoin. So the way I'm going to lay it is just put the date. Obviously it's today. We're going to whack whatever we put in, and then if anything does massively go up in percentages, I'll probably tweak this spreadsheet so we can see a bit more like percentage increase and stuff. If you guys think there's anything cool that you want me to add, then just tell me what it is and I'll look into it, and then maybe we can go ahead and get some of that instead. Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not there, but I'm not going to do anything I wouldn't do. So straight away, the first thing we're going to talk about is the market. As you can see, it's at 229 million. Now it's gone up in the last 7 days decently. So you can see here, this is a 7 days for all of the cryptocurrencies. Ignore Tether. You know, EOS up 30%. Bitcoin's nearly up 10%, 9% there. You know, you got 48% on IOTA, like I said. Tron, you just go down, look at all these. And this is portfolio that I'm going to be doing is after this. It's after this. Because the value now is still so low on all of these compared to all-time highs, and I'm going to show you what I mean. There's so many Nano. I've got on my list one chain. Nano was 85 cents. It's just, and I was, I've been in Liquidator Cryptos for about a year, over a year, and I've just seen the all-time highs of these and I could not believe it's 85 cents. And obviously that went up to over 24 hours, it's down 10%. That was $3 something, and everything's crazy. So even at this, getting into it late, you would maybe say, getting into the market late, it's still ridiculous to get in now. Is almost what it's saying. It's back then was the most. It was I don't know. It was you went back in time and someone said, I've just started Apple. That's how it felt like 2 weeks ago for some of these prices. And you're like, the Apple, yes, the Apple, like Apple Incorporated. Right, so let's start off. We're going to start off really nice and simple. Bitcoin, 7,000. You know it can go to 20. You know that everyone talks about Bitcoin. You know you got the ETF coming up. You know that anyone will go into Bitcoin first. And we will just put in, we're not going to go stupid and put 5 or 6 or 7,000. But Bitcoin, BTC, we're going to literally copy and paste the lovely price from CoinMarketCap. Yes, it's not particularly exactly market price, but I am not worried. Coins bought, well, we're not going to buy one, so let's buy half. So we are going to buy 0.5, and that is going to cost us 70277 divided by 2, plus 3, 5, 13, and yes, it might come up. And obviously this is, at the moment, it's just going to equal this, so we're not going to worry too much, because basically I'll add some formulas into this and we can see some cool figures, like what these are doing and stuff. Why is there not dollar? Financial? Let's go with this one. Yeah, so let's just format some cells here so we've got everything working all correct. So that's obviously going to be, we'll ignore them. So that's currently what we've got. So we've got like 3,500. Cool. So we're going to go for Ethereum. Now the reason is this is actually really undervalued. Well, there's a couple of reasons. People think that it's not actually going up. People think because a lot of projects were on the back of Ethereum. They obviously list. Sorry, did an ICO? Yeah, I did ICO. And what happened was, let's get it right. ETH. They obviously raised say $100 million. Well, that was when it was at $1,000 to $1,500, or even over 607. And now the value of their actual Ethereum they sort of got paid is just dropped, and a lot of them are probably like, you know what, we need some actual dollars, because a lot of stuff all these products need cash or real fiat money to be able to like just go about their daily business, you know, and it's better to get some actual money in the bank as such. And it's sort of compressing the actual price. Obviously, that's just one sort of thing people are saying. And we're going to go ahead and buy, let's see how many. We'll go ahead and buy 5 coins, which is a total of 1,451. See, you know, you can buy 5. What was it? You can buy 5 for like what one was hard, you know, not even that long ago. Like I think I've got grabbed 2 up, yeah. So if we just drill into Ethereum, like, and it may take a bit of time still, because as it then goes the other way, people might be then selling their Ethereum to get more value, so they're sort of doing a dollar cost average. Say these projects are selling a quarter as around now, compressing the price to make sure they've got some cash in the bank. Once they've got cash in the bank, obviously they're not going to be selling. The price will go back up, and as it goes back up, they will then be selling off little bits of it to get some money, and then keeping some at the end, obviously for the future. But you can see here the all-time high. What was the all-time high? Does it say anywhere obvious? Am I being stupid? Maybe not. Anyway, 1,400, and we basically bought 5 for that price. And it's just like, even if it goes half, you know, it's a low. Now XRP, I'm actually quite disappointed in. I understand why. It's not really doing huge much for me. And actually, out of the next lot, the next one I wanted to get is Litecoin. The reason that Litecoin is my next one is because they are literally like the little brother of Bitcoin. Like, everything that goes on to Bitcoin goes through Litecoin first to check it. It's faster, it's quicker. The actual transaction fees on Litecoin are like a 10% or a tenth of the price of Bitcoin, but there's just not as many pairings with Litecoin. So I would basically be doing a lot of pairings with Litecoin because the transaction fees are so much lower. Ethereum and Bitcoin actually are not far apart, like not really. Like, it does change over time, but Litecoin is so far down. And I did do some videos on all these little spikes to show like actually this is not uncommon, and it was at what was its all-time high? I don't want to spend too long on this, but 362. It's like 6x down, and I'm not going to buy too many of these because I actually want room for some others. So we're just going to go ahead and copy, and this isn't going to be I don't want these videos to be like an hour long. I just want to get the content out, and we're going to every week go over what the current sort of state of this portfolio is, and then just chat about a couple, maybe do some sort of game trades, as you might want to call it. Because even for me, I'm really interested to see if I had 10 grand. Yeah, I've got, I've had a couple of thousand in this and a couple of thousand in this. But when you start playing with some reasonably serious money, it's obviously $100 here and there. It's still $100, even though the percentages aren't really changing. Let's go ahead and just buy 5 again. I know it's nothing special, just buy 5, but we want some room. Let's go and buy 10. Because even buying 10 is $614, which actually is not that much at all. Let's just do a sum so we can see what we're playing with. Alright, so we basically just got a little over half. These are all going to equal this. Right, the next one. So we've got all the main ones out the way, because I was thinking of the ones, I didn't want to go into too many of the top 10 because then the fun of it sort of goes. And I don't think you should ever put anything in the top 10. You can if you're looking for like more of a long term, and actually with the market as it is, there's no reason why. Looking at these all-time highs and compared to what they are now, like every single one you could make money on just by investing in the top 10, obviously not the Tether. So top 10 would be up to Monero. You could you don't even have to really watch, you don't have to really even look, just hedge your bets against them all. But we're gonna, I looked at all, I'm not just going into half these coins out of pure recklessness. I've been in them, I've analysed them and all that sort of thing. So the next one I'm actually going to go for is VeChain. Now, the only reason is that I have just sold off a big bunch, $2,500 of VeChain. In the last, you can't quite see it here, but VeChain has recently just spiked because there was something to do with China. They're basically a company like that. I know it's down today because it's been pumped ridiculously over the last let's go over the last month. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, this is over the last month there because they went to their own mainnet on the 4th of August. So this is literally 0.06, yeah, what it was 2 weeks ago. And I bought in around here because I looked at the VThor to VET sort of production. You get VThor from your VeChain, and I had Neo. I had whatever I had a Neo, and I just literally sold my Neo, transferred it across so I could get some VThor. But it went from 0.006, and at this peak, it was actually at 0.18. So 0.0. Sorry, it's really annoying when it gets into decimals. 718 divided. We're going to see how much that was. Looks like it's pretty much that. 0.0064308. 3x. That's the 3x. 0.2 something x. So I've sold all mine because you can keep getting the whole market can keep going, but after a 3x in 2 weeks, you sort of got to go for it. But if we're just going to go for the whole principle of what we're doing, awesome. Like, and we just go from there. So I'm going to just say at its current price. If we're going to go ahead and see the vet price, and I actually really like vet, like, or VeChain more than, that's really annoying. More than maybe I should, or I'm not entirely sure, but it just really to me seems like an awesome project. I'm not going to go into details, like I said, I wasn't, even though I needed it, but it's just cool. I think it's awesome. 0.017060 times. I don't really want to get 100,000, so divide that by 2. So we get 50,000 of them. That's only 850 bucks. Right. I have some sort of outsiders here, and I think I'm gonna not include them. The reason is that a lot of them, this is obviously tightening up a lot, and a lot of them are pumped, and I know I said about VeChain, but I see a huge, they got announcements coming up and this sort of thing. I've been looking into them more than all of them. But what I do like, we're going to go for Binance Coin. But this one hasn't actually been pumping too much recently compared to the others. 15%. Now, compared to, a lot of these, that's VeChain there, not even actually as high as I thought. In the 7, it's more, it actually pumped before. So these sort of pumped after all the others. I mean, Nano's 60%. And Nano was in my list. But pumping 60% in the last 7 days. And I'm thinking short term here, obviously to the end of the year. I'm not going to do it. To Binance Coin, because the more that goes through them over time, the more people that will be using Binance, and then the more people, then the more BNB, and it's just going to and at the moment it's so low that in the market that, like, the volume wise, you can't get too much lower in terms of like huge difference. If you sort of try, this is what I'm trying to say. So we've got 6. Let's look for like $500. So you're getting 5,515. What's it? 500 bucks. Yeah. So we've got 3 left. Just put these down a little bit. So I'm going to go for the next one, Ontology. It's actually dirt cheap compared to what it's been. It's actually on. Well, it used to be on the Neo blockchain and went over to its own. It's 23 in all time. This is pretty good, and it went to like $11 a couple of months back. So it's easily an $11 project, and this is like in April. Okay, well, it depends where you obviously get your information. Let's just say it was 10.71, and obviously it's 2.5. So you got 4.5x. What was it again? 10 something. 5x, 4 to 5x. And it's not really like, it only came out here. And look how easily it just went up. Look how easy that is. It just went up to that. And this is not even this is like in a bear market, really. It was still a bear market. It went up to like $10,000 a Bitcoin, did it? 50%. It's still down. So this is a real cool one, a real good one. I'm going to go ahead and just buy the same amount, $500. It's just nice and easy, isn't it? It's currently at $2.56. And I know people do this all the time. I can pretend I'm doing this, and it's not the same. But at the same time, it's not like I'm not doing it as well. Yeah, it's different pressing the button, but for example, if you believe in something, you're not going to act any differently. That's how I see it. It's not. It's not. He doesn't care. It's not on anyone's side. Yeah, I know there's this and there's that, but like for me, there's it's not on. I'm not going to influence it in any way. So there's no reason why. As long as I believe in it, I shouldn't actually do it. Right. So another one I quite like is, I never know about this one. I am going to go for this one. Neo. Now the reason I'm going for Neo is because look at this price. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's very similar to, is it like the same? Did I just paste that? It's very similar to VeChain. You can stake it. It's what you do. Basically, you hold it in their vault. That's wrong. You hold it in their vaults. And they give you gas, so Neo gas. So if you actually want to see, we can actually go down here and find gas just by holding Neo in a wallet. There it is. This is up 40% in the week, gas. So look how, like, this is low as well. This has been $90 something, but you are getting gas just for holding the Neo, and look how much it's gone up. So these are like, they just have added value. It's like a dividend, and it's only been up 16% here. And this is a $400 coin at one point. It's like they call it the Chinese Ethereum, is what it's called. I might go ahead here and I will leave it. I'll have another $500 for this. So $500. We're getting 25. I know you can't get bits of a Neo, but we are today. I've got $2 grand. So what I might do is put another grand. I might split. So what I'll actually do, I'm looking at these totals. I'll actually buy 20 yes. So 614 plus 614. We're going to go for 1228. I'm actually going to buy 20 Litecoin, and I'm also going to buy another. We'll just carry on for a minute. What is the next one? I like this one. I like this one. I'm going to put two sort of outsiders, maybe 3 outsiders. That's what we've got left. We actually do. Yeah, right. We're going to go for it. We're not going to do that. So I was going to use Drophill. You invest in like a DEX, an online thing, and they just give you a return. It has been pretty crap recently. Even here, like, even after all of this, Drophill is down. Not many are down. As much as I like the principle behind it, I've got like $200 and it's now like worth 100 or something, and it's just going down. So we're going to just say no for that one. We are going to go for 3 more. So the first one is going to be Encash, or Nucleus Vision. That's probably it, is it? I don't know. Now I was really investing in these before, actually, because they got a working sort of what's the word, system, and that they are an outsider with 155 rank. But that's why we're only putting in, a little bit of money. But you can see here, back in the April time, it was 0.045, and it's now at 0.045. Is it? 4.5. So this bit here was 4.5. So that's like 6.5x down, just over a couple of months. And that's why I'm gonna. It's just because it's so low. It's not really been recovering. It's not really been doing much here. So for that reason, I'm just gonna. Because realistically, I'm just looking for a couple of outsiders here that I know of. Is that right? Yes, it is. That I can just pick up. So this would be 500, 500, and the difference 5, 4, 6, 20 minus 500. That's clearly 46 and 20. I think that's correct. Then the last one would be 4, 5, 3, 18. Awesome. So I'll leave that to the end. I don't need to see that. So with my 500, you can buy a lot of these. Is basically what they are, I suppose. This is something you can buy. Then we're going to go for PundiX. Yes. No, it's not. It's the PN. Oh, I can't. Something like this. PundiX. PundiX is cool. NPXS. I mean, what is that called? NPXS. Jesus. They're very similar to Nucleus Vision, not in what they do, but with the pricing. You can see here 0.15. Yeah. 0.15 is down 10x from, it was in June, only in August, you know, and it did it twice. You can see here, and it's been down as low as this already. So they have like a handheld, like you can buy cryptos with your card and a handheld device. It's quite a cool thing. Just the price is so low, and I've looked into them for like the last 6 months or something. I don't know how long they've been out for. Yeah, and it just seems like awesome. In my, you know, like it's just they're just outsiders, because this is to me how a good portfolio is built. Well, the people that made like the killing in like last year, they didn't, you know, yes, a lot had Bitcoin, but a lot of them wanted to go for that Lambo. And yes, like it's not as obvious now, the Lambo thing, because you basically got into any coin or token last year and it Lamboed to the sky, but to the moon. But with these, you know, if a big proportion of them go up 4, 5, 6, a couple maybe 10x, maybe a couple 2x, but the average will be a decent sort of return, and that's what we're looking for here, rather than like trying to just put all of these at $200 and having like 10,000 coins called, like, you know, Donald Trump coin, because I literally saw this. He doesn't exist. Look, Donald, where is he? Okay, Trump coin. Okay, slightly different. I don't know, maybe we can do it. President Trump, that was the one. A President Trump coin. So, I mean, that one might Lambo, but probably not. So, we're going to go have 500 in this, and we're going to divide it by the 0.00184550, and we're going to get 271.02. And the last one, Siren Labs. And Siren Labs, I have no idea. S. Oh, it just come up. Siren Labs, now they are at 0. Like at a penny. Look what they were last year at the peak, and this is not even a joke. This is no joke. This is like January this year. January this year, they were at is that even a cut? $3.77. Okay, $3. I know it's hard to take. $3.77. We're gonna see. I mean, look how it's just plateaued off. They're a cool project. They're bringing out like hardware, like a crypto phone. Like it's got a cold wallet, storage wallet on the phone, and all this sort of thing. And that's just escaped by the current price, 0.0964. That is 38.8x down. 30. And even this like 4x is on this, which is like still 34x down. Well, it won't be quite that, but you get what I'm saying. It's potentially like it doesn't even need to just do much. It really doesn't. These are the sort of, but they're good projects. They've been around for a while. They're still bringing out things. They're still, there's like they're trying to compete with the like the Samsung and that to bring out like a really cool phone built on their own iOS software, even though it's called iOS. But and with our 453.80, we can get. Oops, sorry. And actually, I'll show you how much you would get if it went back to its all-time high, just on this one. And that all-time high could be in 2-3 years. So, sorry, 2 seconds. I'm quite excited to see what it would come out as. 96964. We have got 4,680. Oh, 874. Okay, so we're just going to pretend this is. Well, we're just going to add this up. I'm going to do it in my calculator. No, we're not. We're going to do it here because it'll just be fun. So we're going to put that as $1 and put it was, what was it, $3? But this is just the beauty of like strong 372, is it? Let's just go for 362. This is the beauty of just having a couple outside that even if that 5x's, even if there's 2x's, even if there's 4x's, they're still like hugely down. This can, and before you know it, this is like £120,000 by the end of the year. Alright, so this is going to equal that. Ready? Sorry, this. So your Sorin Labs token, just going back to the normal, and normally if the market's growing, everything pretty much retraces back up to its original. Yes, then over time things die off. But you're telling me if this went to $5,000, you wouldn't sell from your $453. You can wait till it gets to your $17,000. Just remember, you only started off with your 453 here. Anyway, I'll save this, get this all sorted, and bring you a weekly video just like this, because we can actually see if someone had just copied this, that by the end of the year, what would it have been? And of course, this is not financial advice because I'm not actually staking my own money on this. This is just a cool way to get anyone that's interested in crypto to see what maybe just to get like have a feel of what it would be like to do this, rather than actually going and doing it themselves because they're maybe too scared. Maybe don't know how to approach it. Do you invest in a multiple? Do you invest in, like, how many have we got here? 10. So do you invest in 10? Do you invest in all Bitcoin? Do you invest in all altcoins? Like, do you invest in... And this is just maybe a cool little video, weekly video up to the end of the year, so that people can just see how it is and what the potential could be. Now, obviously, if you've got a coin or whatever you want me to buy, you really think, yes, Luke, get rid of that, get this, then just comment, message, whatever, and let me know, because it'd be quite a cool weekly video. It's only half an hour long, once a week. Go over the market, go over our current profit and loss, talk about a couple of coins, mix them around, and have a good time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Smash a thumbs up, subscribe, all the other usual stuff you do for a YouTube person, and I'll see you on the next video.